Traditional color films have only 3 emulsion layers, red, green, and blue. But now, there's a 4th layer for exceptionally vivid colors. New Fujifilm Superior. With Reala technology, discover the 4th color layer advantage.
Have you ever come across a film stock and you're like, I can't believe they discontinued this film stock? For me, I get that a lot because I shoot a lot of expired film. But one of the ones that's definitely in my top 5 is Reala 100. This film stock is a 100-speed beast that gives you beautiful results. And I recently came across 10 rolls of this film stock through a lucky find on Facebook Marketplace. In this video, I want to talk to you about the history of this film stock, show you some images I've shot with this film stock, and also tell you about how Fuji has decided to bring it back in 2025. Let's dive right into this one. All right, before we get into the nitty-gritty of this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about the history of this film stock. It was originally released in 1998 and was part of Fujifilm's Superior lineup of products. They had Superior 100, 200, 400, 800, even up to 1600 that I've seen in the past. Now, the big thing about this Reala lineup was that it had something the others didn't quite have. It had a 4th layer. You see, other film stocks are only sensitive to 3 main channels or layers. You have the red, the green, and the blue. Now, Reala added a 4th layer that gave it something special, gave it a sensitivity to the cyan layer that allowed for natural, beautiful, crisp tones. Photographers loved this film for portraits. It had a finer grain pattern than most 100-speed films at the time and delivered these clean, rich colors that didn't need much correction. But like so many things in the film world, Reala was eventually discontinued in 2012 as Fuji was pivoting and the digital apocalypse just came and took over the entire world. They wanted to focus on their Instax line of products and their digital cameras, and they were just like, yeah, this film stuff it's not worth the hassle. Let's just cut everything. So they just discontinued a bunch of film stocks, and Reala was one of those film stocks that just happened to be discontinued. The crazy part is, even back then, as it was getting discontinued, it was still very hard to find, and photographers were stockpiling up on them. Today, it's still very much very difficult to find, which brings me to talk about the price. Now, if you can find this film stock to buy, you're looking to pay at least $40, $50, sometimes even $100 per roll, depending on what state it's in. I've shot a couple of rolls of this film stock over the past couple of weeks. Now, here are some of the results I was able to get and the situations that I shot them in. When it comes to a couple of things you ought to know about this film stock, because I shot a good batch of expired film, yours may not necessarily be the same. So this is just based on the results that I got from this batch right here. The first thing I noticed is that the grain pattern is actually pretty nice, pretty smooth. For an expired film, this held up very, very well. When it comes to the colors on this film stock, the fourth layer, as you can see, does actually add something special. Now, when it comes to Fuji film stocks, usually you get a cool purplish tone. Now, you do have that in this film stock, but not as much as the other Fuji stocks. This one is a little bit more natural, more closer to the warmish tones, and it does give you nice natural colors. Now, the last thing I'll say on this thing is that when it comes to Fuji expired films, Fuji expires very, very well. Now, this one was stored in the fridge, so that's why I was able to get these good results. But if you're on the market for any expired Fuji film, if you're in the market for Reala, as long as it's been stored properly and you use the 1 stop per decade rule, you will get good usable results. Did you know that Reala still lives on today? Now, back in 2023, Fuji announced the Reala Ace simulation that was going to be put in their modern digital cameras like the X106, the XT5, and the GFX 100 Mark II. They were like, back in the day, people really loved this Reala film stock. Let's take our best color scientists, let's study the film stock, let's not bring it back, but let's release a film simulation for our digital cameras. Let's give a big middle finger to all the film photographers out there like me. I'm just playing. I'm just being a little emotional because they decided not to release. I'm playing. But yeah, Fuji is like, yeah, people really love this film stock in the past, so they'll definitely love it today. Now, I haven't personally shot any camera that has this Reala Ace film simulation, but if you have shot it, let me know how it compares to the results that you're seeing here. I will have a link in the description down below for you to check out my blog, FilmStockReel.com, and you'll be able to see more of the images in more depth and a higher resolution that you'll see it on YouTube here. So feel free to check that out. And let me know in the comment section down below if it compares to the Ace simulation on the digital cameras. Maybe in the future, if I'm able to get my hands on the GFX 100, I'll do a side-by-side comparison with my medium format and be able to see what it looks like compared to the digital film simulation. So Fuji Canada, Fuji US, if you're watching this video and you want to give me a GFX 100 Mark II to test out the Reala Ace film simulation compared to some film stocks right here, I'm 100% down to take the camera and try it out side by side and give you the images to use for whatever you want to use for. But yes, if you're watching this video, give me a shout, shoot me an email. My email is in the description down below. Reala 100 was one of those film stock that had something special, and as you can see, Fuji even recognized that by bringing that film stock back. Is it cool to see it back in some sort of way? Yes. Now, with other camera and film manufacturers just announcing different film cameras, and Light Lens Lab in China announcing that they're going to be getting back in the film photography game, maybe Fuji sees it in their heart to somehow say, let's release more film stocks. And Fuji, if you're thinking of what film stocks to release, my vote goes out to Reala 100. Bring that back. I'm happy to be a guinea pig. Send me some film to shoot, and I will shoot those film stocks. I'll give you my feedback, or just bring it back, and I'll just buy it. All right, just bring it back, and I personally will buy Reala 100 if you do decide to release it. That brings me to the end of my ramble. It brings me to the end of this video. If this video provided you any value, please make sure you do the things, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, as this goes a very long way to making sure I produce more content like this. Until next time, make sure you stay safe, make sure you shoot film, make sure you bring back Reala, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.